Hey friend, welcome back to my channel. I don't know how to start this video. This is a question that I get asked about a whole lot, and I know I'm kind of gonna get flack either way. So I want to open this video by saying, I want to start a conversation with you, okay? I get asked a lot about fabric quality. What types of fabric do you buy? Is it okay to not spend $15 a yard on fabric? Is it okay to buy like the cheap stuff? What if I find something on sale? Is that a good thing to have? I want to know what you think and if you have a differing opinion than mine. If this is your first time here, I'm Kristen. I love modern quilting and I love sharing my tips, tricks, and tutorials with you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button underneath this video so that you don't miss any of my tips in the future and we can stay in touch. So I think we know I'm from Texas. I love things southern and country, and I also really love the Pioneer Woman. I love her recipes. She makes gorgeous dishes. She has a whole line at Walmart that ties into, she has a new line of fabric that Walmart carries, and I really wanted it, okay? Now, since I have been making quilts with the intention of them being really high quality and lasting way longer than myself, I have always gone for the more expensive fabrics. I've used the cheaper fabrics, okay? I still shop at like the Walmart fabrics and stuff, and I will use those on like zipper pouches or like smaller projects, okay? We'll typically save my quilting fabrics for like my local quilt shop, right? Okay, so let me show you what I bought of her fabrics, and then let's go into a little bit more why I am cautious when it comes to buying the cheaper fabrics, okay? These fabrics are beautiful. Now I haven't taken them out of their packages yet because I like the way they look all pretty. So these are 2 fat quarter packs that I got, and these fabrics are just, they're lovely, okay? They're like southern, they're like pretty flowers, pretty bright colors. I got a 3-yard cut of this fabric right here. Very beautiful and very nice for a backing, I might add, which is what I had in mind when I bought this. And then I got a, I think this is a 1-yard cut. Yeah, this is a 1-yard cut of this bright kind of fuchsia polka dotted one. And then this is one like really drew me in because I love these big stacks of fabric. Okay, so this is 30 fat quarters right here. Look how beautiful this big giant stack of gorgeous fabrics is. I really love these designs. So total, and I'm doing a really rough estimate here because I also bought like yardage to go with this, but I spent $108 online for these fabrics, okay? That brings like my fat quarter price down to like less than $2 a piece for each of these fat quarters. Actually, it winds up being closer to like $1.25-ish per fat quarter, which is really inexpensive when it comes to fabric, because if you're used to shopping at like the higher quality quilt shops, fabrics, fat quarters run like, I don't know, $3, $2, somewhere in there if you can get it like at a really good discount. So that brings back the question, what could possibly go wrong with this amazing fabrics? Now, one thing that I like to say when I talk about the quality of fabrics and the quality of dyes is modern fabrics have come a very long way. There's the old quilter argument of, should you pre-wash your fabrics? And some people will fight you on this, okay? They'll fight you on this, like, yes, you have to pre-wash your fabrics. I'm going to go ahead and out myself and say, I don't pre-wash my fabrics ever. I do good enough to get the regular laundry done in my house. It's just not something that is on my priority list. I rely very heavily on the Shout color catchers when I wash my quilts and making sure that I use high quality fabrics that aren't going to bleed out in the wash. You know, for instance, looking at this right here, we have a fabric that has a lot of very bright colored dye in it to get it this fuchsia color. We also have a fabric that is mostly heavily white, okay? So when I make this quilt, which I have a really fun plan for these fabrics, I am going to make sure that I use a lot of color catchers. Like, I'm probably going to throw in like 10 just to be on the safe side. I may even throw more than 10, I'm not sure yet, to make sure that that beautiful magenta does not end up on my white fabric, okay? So with the cheaper fabrics, you have the cheaper quality dyes. They may not rinse out as much as they do with the higher quality fabrics, okay? Also, these fabrics are not going to be as tightly woven they may be a little bit thinner when you're going for the lesser expensive fabrics than your higher quality fabrics. It doesn't mean that they don't perform like fabric, okay? I have nothing against buying the cheaper fabrics. If that is what you can afford and that is what allows you to be a good quilter and to do what it is that you love, then I fully support buying whatever fabrics you can. These fabrics in this pack right here are gorgeous. They're going to make a gorgeous quilt. Will this quilt outlast me? I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, I don't know. Time will tell. So I want to say this in regards to what's the worst that could happen if you buy the cheaper fabrics, okay? The worst that could happen is, for example, this fabric right here, that really, really magenta-y color might have some extra dye left on it, that once it's submerged in the washing machine and it's got the water and the water spinning and doing its thing and it's cleaning, some of that magenta dye can kind of come off of the fabric and float around in the water. And then when that water drains, where's that dye gonna go? Is it going to be a magnet back to this particular fabric? No, it's just going to land wherever it lands. And it might land on this other fabric that is mostly white, okay? And that's not what you want. That is the reason that you use those color catchers, okay? That's the reason that you use those when you wash your quilts, definitely the first time. I normally do it the first couple times that I wash my quilts. And for those color catchers, I'm gonna put a link down below because those are a lifesaver, and I actually give those with each of my quilts so that people who wash them at their house can have a set of those on hand. Here's my caution in buying like these fabrics right here. I am probably not going to make this quilt be my most amazing quilt that I've ever done, okay? I'm not gonna do a super, super complicated pattern. I am probably going to make this one be like a picnic quilt that we can take outside, we can go to the beach with, we can, you know, kind of a no pressure quilt, okay? I really do think through these things before I make a quilt. I don't just make a quilt that takes me like 600 hours or whatever to make and then throw it on the floor and have a picnic in the park after it's rained, okay? Those are not the quilts that we take to the picnic. But in using these lesser expensive quilts, I don't have as much money invested in it. I'm probably not gonna spend as much time invested in it. And it's going to allow me to still keep this as a really, really useful quilt. That's still handmade, still has a lot of love in it, but is easier for me to use for our family in the long run because kids, dogs, it's probably going to get tested, okay, as far as like the strength of the quilt and all of that. So that's what I have in mind for this. And I would really, really love to know your thoughts on, you know, what your budget is like per yard of fabric. Do you normally shoot for like $10 to $12? Do you normally shoot for $3 to $4? Do you normally go for the bargain bin? Do you normally go for like the highest quality fabrics you can possibly buy? Where do you kind of set your budget at for shopping, and what your thoughts are on using the lesser quality fabrics versus the higher quality fabrics? I would really love to know this, and I want you to be free to share your opinion on this, but please be nice in the comments for me, okay? Please be nice. I know I'm kind of opening up a can of worms here. Every single opinion is different, right? Every single opinion is different. So I wanna know what you think about the different qualities of fabrics. I want to know what you think about this line in particular because I absolutely love it and I'm so excited to sew with it. And it might be a little bit before you actually see like the makings of this quilt because it's kind of far down on the list, but I have the fabric, it's here, it's delivered, it's ready for whenever I am ready to sew with it. All right, that's it for today. I hope that you have a wonderful week and I can't wait to read your comments. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.